I live in New York.
Yeah.
I'm a New York
You're a
actor.
fancy schmancy actor.
I grew up around New York. I'm a native New Yorker.
Yeah.
And when 9/11 happened, the one thing everyone knows about what happened on 9/11, but what a lot of people don't realize is what happened on 9/12, which is that literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people ran downtown to see how they could help. And they gave a number to call because they were so overwhelmed with volunteers. And I called this number, and they said, I said, well, we have all the tunnelers, we have all the diggers we need. We really have all the relief workers we need. They said, do you have any restaurant experience? I said, I'm an actor. Of course I have restaurant experience. They said, well, that's what we really need.
You want fries with that asshole?
We have to feed all these people. I said, could you be here for the evening shift? I said, yeah, when do you need me? They said, now. Get down here now. So they'd taken over a restaurant, which was empty because of what had happened around it, and called Nino's, set up this huge feeding service for thousands of people. And what was happening was all the restaurants from Midtown were sending their food down to this kitchen.
Right.
And we were cooking it up and serving it out. And it was just a constant stream. And it was the weeks right after the attack.
Brutal.
So
Just brutal.
downtown had this sort of sulfurous smell to it. And it was a very hot September. And it was just somber. And there was no electricity down there. There was everything was on generators. So you had the constant hum of generators. And they had these huge Klieg lights shining on what was called the pile.
Right.
And
that's pretty much what it was.
It was. And people would come in from the pile covered with ash and covered with dirt, and we were feeding them. So this goes on for, I was doing the night shift from 6 p.m. to about 6 a.m., 5 a.m. We'd set up the kitchen for the...
Just like Batman.
Just like Batman. We'd set up the kitchen for the morning breakfast, and then we'd leave. And one night, in the middle of the night, like 1, 2 in the morning, this guy next to me at the oven says, so my day job is I'm an architect. He said, what's your day job? I said, well, I'm an actor. He said, I thought I knew your name.
You.
I said, he said, you're the guy that does Batman.
Oh.
I said, how do you know that? He said, everybody knows who's Batman. I said, no, believe me, everyone does not know who's Batman.
Just makes my heart happy.
Isn't that funny?
Everybody knows Batman.
I said, nobody knows who's Batman.
Isn't that great?
He said, oh, can I go tell the guys in the dining room? I said, nobody's gonna care. He said, are you crazy? He said, wait till you hear this. So he goes out in this big cavernous dining room and he goes, guys, you're not gonna believe who's been cooking your dinners all week. It's Batman. There's this long silence and you hear from the back of the place, bullshit. Because they're all New York firemen or subs, right?
Shut up. Yeah.
And then I thought, and then someone else says, make him prove it. So I thought, this is too good. So I'm back in the kitchen, I'm a theater actor. I have a big voice. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. And there's this long pause. And you hear, holy that is Batman.
Isn't that beautiful, though?
It was so New York.
I love that.
Holy and they just came pouring back into the kitchen, and suddenly there was all this laughter. And people were like, oh man, the one with the Joker, and how was that Harley Quinn, and blah, blah, blah. And I watched that with my kids, and the guy who was the architect who'd recognized me, he said, how does it feel to be Santa Claus? I said, what are you talking about? He said, that's what just happened. He said, Santa Claus just came here. These people, he said, don't you realize it's the first time we've heard laughter in 2 weeks?
How do you
And it was suddenly this light moment. So I wrote a note to Andrea that night. I sent her an email. I said, I just wanted you to know that what we do makes a difference.